Back at it again, man. I'm back at it again. It's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute. I haven't recorded in a hot minute. And before we even start, I just wanna say a prayer. Father God, I hope you bless the person on the other side of the screen. I hope you bless me as I deliver this content. I hope you keep me right in your word. I hope you inspire my tongue that it honestly just bleeds your truth, and that I don't lead a soul astray, and that I bring souls to you, in fact, oh God. I pray that you watch over me as I play these video games. I try not to get upset. Fingers crossed. I try not to get upset. I try to honor you in what I do, in everything that I do, and I give it all up to you, Father. That's the plan. The Father and the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. But yeah, I just wanted to say, it's been a wild few weeks, man. It's been a wild few weeks. Like I encourage you, right? I encourage you to do the thing that you're afraid to do, man. Do the thing you're afraid to do, because I went out evangelizing a couple weeks ago with a buddy of mine. We just decided after church, let's do it. And I've had some crazy wild stories that have happened in the last few weeks. So after church, we go evangelizing. We speak to maybe 4 or 5 people, 2 Catholics. But the interesting thing, right, you Catholics, I wanna pose a little question for y'all. Why is it that when I went out evangelizing with this Catholic husband and this Catholic and as I think his atheist wife was beside him, she was more receptive to the gospel, with me giving her my testimony, giving her the gospel, preaching to her, than he was. He was giving me more objections than she was. And my buddy even said when he was with us, he was like, "Yo, like she could not take her eyes off my man. Like she was just so into what I was saying. Like I've never seen somebody be that intentional about wanting to learn from somebody in such a long time. It was so interesting. So no, don't have a fear of doing it. For all I know, I could have planted a seed, even though I did say, "Hey, you'll come to our church if you ever feel like it. Like, hey, just like if you feel like it, do it." Who knows if she did? And I haven't seen her since. But you know what? You may have planted a seed, you may not have. You know, because the main thing that I try to focus on is the historicity of Jesus, right? So we have like documents from Pliny the Younger, we have documents from Tacitus, right? We have documents from Josephus as well. We have the Pilate Stone, because one of the things, right, and this is why I think it's important to revisit your apologetics every few years, everything you know. Revisit it just to make sure you are ironclad into your apologetics. Because my plan is with that buddy, we're gonna set up like a small table near the town square and preach to people and invite people to have conversations with us and to engage in the gospel with us, because we are actively working and growing our faith, growing our knowledge, growing everything we know about Christianity so we can aptly answer people's questions and hopefully praying to God to lead them astray. So do the thing you're scared of, man. Do it. So, the history of Jesus and kind of revisiting apologetics, there was something that I didn't know, right? So, for example, with Pontius Pilate, atheists and historians have always argued, well, Pontius Pilate didn't exist, so hence he could not, what's the word? He could not persecute Jesus and be judge, jury, and arguably executioner over Jesus' case, right? But then I recently found out, I didn't know this at the time when I looked at the historicity of Jesus and the historical evidence for him, but the Pilate stone was discovered, which is like a small piece of limestone that kind of says like here, like something about Pontius Pilate being a procurator of Rome under, was it Emperor, was it Tacitus? I don't remember. Was it Caesar? I don't remember. I don't remember which emperor it was, right? But sorry, it wasn't Tacitus. It was another emperor under that emperor. Like it's just these little things that kind of help build your faith. So then all the other extra evidences from Pliny the Younger, Tacitus, Josephus, like they all included. Where like, for example, Josephus talks about Jesus and calls him the wise king. Who else was called a wise king? Who else was a wise king who was persecuted by the Romans? Who else was a wise king who the Jews murdered? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just these little pieces of historical evidence that I absolutely love the historicity of Jesus. And listen, let's be honest, the historicity of Jesus is not debated whatsoever. Scholars, historians, even even was it secular scholars, they also agree that Jesus definitely existed. The only thing they can actually debate on is whether he actually was the Son of God. The actual individual Jesus himself existed. And then you may even say, well, how do you know it was the Jesus from the Bible? Well, for one, he's called the wise king. For two, he was persecuted under Pontius Pilate. Three, he was meant to be the Messiah for the Jews. Like it is stated that literally the Jews killed him, which is basically what happened during his trial, right? Even talks about him like having this crown of thorns. And another one as well. Who was the Roman governor? Was it Tacitus? Because he was actually a governor, and he obviously has documents. He has access to documents in those times from that the Romans had, so he could actually see different points in history throughout all the Roman history and actually write about it. Matter of fact, there's some historians who write about how cruel Caesar was to the Christians and how he mistreated them. And some of you talked about how like the Christians would meet up once a week and sing hymns, which was basically in a way mass, but they didn't call it that at the time. So there's quite a lot of historical backing, you know what I mean, for the idea of Jesus. But yeah, I'm revisiting all that. I basically just kind of spewed, I'll be honest, but I'll be more ironclad in my um kind of statements as I develop this kind of theological backbone. But yeah, man, do the thing you're afraid of. And I also want to stress, never be afraid to stick up for yourself. In all seriousness, never be afraid to stick up for yourself. Because interestingly, in the last couple of weeks, people have been testing, man. They've been testing your boy at work, wherever. They've been testing your boy. I'll give you a little story. So there was this lady in a chat, right? She called me out in front of 50, 60 other people in this chat. And I was feeling that slighted. I was feeling upset, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So I just ignored it. I just let it be. Fast forward about 2 hours later, somebody got rid of this lady's lunch. And it couldn't have been me because I was at a completely different hospital site to where she was at. So it couldn't have been me. But for some reason, somebody threw away her lunch 2 hours after she put that message in the chat. And do you know what I was tempted to do? My fleshly self, because I am such, I especially was such a petty person. My fleshly self wanted to give her a ring and be like, hey, I sorted out the issue with, like, blah, blah, blah regarding the work. And also have a snarky little comment of, hope you had a nice lunch, by the way. And then laugh react to the message that she put in, talking about how somebody threw her lunch in the bin. But instead, what I did was I phoned a buddy. I was like, look, this situation's at work right now, and watch it play by play. She's put in the chat that somebody's thrown her lunch, and I am very tempted, beyond tempted, to laugh react the message. Let's take it to her face. And as funny as we all thought it would be, because it was such poetic justice, it really was. My buddy was like, the right thing to do is what you already said. It's just ask if she's okay, ask if she ended up eating her lunch. Or she ended up having lunch in the first place, and just leave it at that. Do the Christian thing. Because I was thinking, I'm like, I want to be a witness to other people. I want to be, because if I'm sitting there preaching the gospel, and this lady, because obviously a lot of the people I work with live local, right? This lady walks by and she goes, wait, but isn't that the guy who made fun of me? Even though I slighted him, because people are selfish, right? She won't see it from the perspective of, I slighted him and this bad thing happened, and so he's slighting me. No, she'll look at it in the perspective of, he slighted me. How dare he go off and preach a message of peace? How dare he go off and preach a message of patience? After he slighted me when I lost my lunch. So no, I also want to be a witness in the workplace for other people too. And it's funny though because walking in the hallways and the corridors, this lady does not engage with me whatsoever, like at all. Like she just doesn't make eye contact, doesn't speak with me. And it's interesting because it's like you caused the problem that you're now afraid to interact with. You started this whole thing, and now you're the one who thinks you have the nerve to back off and not even, what I mean, engage. Like it just doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, I also want to ask as well, like from your perspective, like I just want genuine thoughts on this. Like for you, what is the thing that brought you to Christianity? What's your testimony? Like I want to get people fired up. I want to get young men around my age fired up because young men are lonely. Like we have a male loneliness epidemic going on for a reason, right? Some may blame dating, women, not being able to make enough money, but I think what it is a lack of Jesus, man. A lack of fulfillment, a lack of a greater goal. Because think about it. All the time, everything we chase. Oh, I'm suffering because I don't have enough money. Oh, I'm suffering because I don't have a girlfriend. Oh, I'm suffering because I don't have any friends. But keep in mind, all those things are futile, right? It's nothing but a blink. Any one of those things that you put your value and your importance in can easily be taken away. Money, you lose your job. Friends, they move on to other friends. Relationships, she leaves. Or maybe you're not satisfied and you leave. That can easily be taken away from you. But you know what won't be taken away from you? This right here. This right. I hope you're watching this. This right here. Your faith, man. Your faith in God. Because look, bad things have happened to me, man. Bad things have happened to me, and I would never doubt God's goodness. Ever in my life, never in my life will I doubt God's goodness. Because, for example, a few people in my life have died, but my question used to be, "Hey God, like, why is this happening to me? Woe is me! Like I'm going through so much. Like I need you, God." To now, it's God, what are you trying to show me in this situation? How are you trying to grow me in this situation? And how can I step up as a young man of God and be a light and a beacon to other people? Matter of fact, actually, I'm gonna get my notes on the historical evidence and stuff, and also some sermon stuff that I did in the last couple of weeks, which is really, really interesting that I want to share with y'all because genuinely, like, I've missed out so much. Right, give me a second. I'm gonna shut the camera off and I'll be right back. But yeah, it's kind of nuts, and it's annoying how people just don't want to admit that men are suffering these days. Like I think this is a statistic. Let me see if I can find it. Right, let me grab a phone because there's a statistic that I read up that like basically like since like the 90s, like guys require at least one men's night out or something. Hold on, male loneliness. I need to find this because it's genuinely quite damning in a way. Male loneliness. But it's insane though because it's weird how people paint, like, for example, Adolescence, that TV show, right? Do you know how many people think that's a true story or a documentary, even though it's completely fictional and made up? And the fact that there's a push for something like that to be shown across all British schools is insane to me. Like the media has made this caricature of like an incel or person who hates women and to completely popularize it, actually kind of demonizing, or if not properly highlighting what a real person who doesn't like women actually is. And the real person who doesn't like women is, for some reason, right, the person who gets a lot of women. Because I think the person who gets a lot of women sees women for what they are. And it's an interesting thing that I've kind of thought. And it's like the incel and like the kind of Chad, right, stereotype. They have they're two sides of the same coin. Both of them see women for what they really are. Like for example, the incel sees women as these hypergamous, selfish beings, right? But so does the Chad. He sees it too. That's why he finds it hard to settle down because it's like he sees women for what they are, and the incel sees women for what they are and actively hates women. That's why he can't find a good woman. So it's like they're literally two sides of the same coin. Let's see, So here, like I wrote this. Wow. So these are insane statistics. So men need at least 2 guys' nights per week just to maintain good mental health. Furthermore, in the 90s, 3% of men didn't have a close friend to call on, and in 2020 that went up to 15%. And you could argue as well that's due to COVID, to be honest. But like, it's insane how they like. It's just like how much men's mental health just isn't seen as an issue. It's quite insane. It's quite ridiculous even because I just don't understand how you can have a group of people ending their lives so frequently and in such lethal ways on a consistent basis. And these men crying out for help. Men are checking out. Men aren't going to these dating events that women are putting up in different states in America and stuff. Like I hear stories of like women going like a page, right? This was, to be fair, it's for like black people as well, right? Black men, black women. There was a page with hundreds of thousands of followers. They hosted a dating event in the city and all nothing but all women showed up. Like that is insanely telling. Insanely telling. But hey. But yeah, no, like yeah, like blame men, bro. Like it's all men's fault. So, and you know what? And this may be a weird take to make, but I feel bad for white dudes, man. I feel bad for white dudes in the 21st century. Believe it or not, you guys low-key have it pretty bad. Like I'm saying this even like black guys, black men, we have it bad, right? But white dudes, like you're villainized. You're made to feel less than. You guys are the most likely group to end your lives. And still, at the end of the day, women will make it your fault. It's actually nuts. Yeah, I've got the historicity of Jesus stuff up right here. So, the pilot stone is a fragment of golly, a fragment of limestone inscription, which bears Pilate's name, calling him the prefect of Judah or the procurator, right? This was found in an excavation of an ancient Roman city of Caesarea, whatever it was. Look, man, I ain't Roman. It makes no difference to me. But it shows up Pilate actually existed, hence he actually persecuted Jesus, right? But then Tacitus was born 20 years after Jesus' death and is regarded as one of the greatest Roman historians to ever exist. He was also part of the government, like he was a governor. So, as I was saying earlier, he had access to historical records. So, he wrote stuff like, so he had detailed accounts of, like, for example, where how the more decline of the Roman Empire actually happened. For example, he writes heavily about that. He analyzed Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, Nero, all these different emperors as well. And in his annals from 115 AD, chapter 44, verse 15, he talks about Nero's persecution of Christians, right? Due to the abominations that they committed. And when he mentions abominations, I didn't know this, but a little interesting fun fact. When Tacitus is talking about the abominations that the Christians were committing, it's because we were consuming at the time. We were consuming Jesus's body, right? Like his blood and his body. Like the wine is the blood, the bread is his body. So to the Romans, that may have seemed like a weird symbolic way of like cannibalism, right? So that's why Nero called them abominations, and I think that's why he persecuted Christians as well. He just didn't understand or think about it in any sort of natural way, right? And it's interesting because when you look at all this historical evidence, none of them are saying that like he never existed because at the time, why would they need to prove he existed? They would only need to prove his divinity. So, which is another argument. So, for example, with Josephus, you could say, why is it that like why is it like well, we don't trust Josephus? All these extra inclusions from later Christians, like hundreds of years later, were added on to like try and like bolster Christ's identity, to bolster how true that Christ was at the time. But keep in mind, every other piece of evidence, including that one, isn't trying to convince us that Christ exists. Like, why would you try and convince somebody of somebody that exists at the time that you're writing? You just write about them. However, if there was an actual conceited and manipulative effort to try and prove to us that Jesus did exist, or he was necessarily the Son of God, they'd be talking about his divinity more so than anything else, which they don't really touch on. So Tacitus. So he uses the term Christians in his writing when referencing followers of Jesus, and also obviously Christos, Christ, the Christ, which is who we got our name from. They were attacked by dogs. They were crucified. They were burned alive. And that's why I look at y'all and I'm like, are you willing to die for your faith? And that's another thing as well. Like, no wonder men don't want to. Like, look at the threats of World War III about to happen, right? I'm posting these little videos and stuff, hopefully trying to bolster God's kingdom. But end of the day, like, who's actually fighting? Like, men in the West, we have no reason to fight. Like, women here aren't even traditional much anymore. Like, fair enough if you go to a church and you find a nice traditional woman. That does happen. The numbers are fewer and fewer far between, and they get less and less every year. However, those women do exist. But out in the world, they do not exist. Let's be for real. Let's be frank. They do not exist. So why would we want to fight for a nation for us for when half of the nation don't care about us? Because it's just interesting though as well. Because these same women that of course don't care about us, of course they want equality. They say they're equal to us. They say they're equal to men, but for some reason, the feminism leaves their body when it's time to go to war. Explain that one for me, shawty. Yeah. And you know what? While we're in this kind of mood, right? While we're kind of having this little introspective mood, why is it that like when it comes to wars and stuff like that, people will be all like, "Why does God allow suffering?" My brother, like, if you got rid of suffering, what makes you think it won't start with you? Come on, champ. Come on, big dog. So yeah, what else have I got? Like, I literally wrote mad notes, mad notes. Like, I'm such a geek when it comes to history, like the historicity of Jesus. So Tacitus repeated what Christians were saying. At this point, years after the crucifixion, he had an amazing track record and always had evidence to back his thoughts. Right? Yeah, official records already mentioned this. Part of a group that oversaw plenty of religions, right? So cults who would have access to any influence Christianity at that point. Josephus was born in Jerusalem, 37 AD. I think he was a Jewish historian, wasn't he? And he mentions Jesus and Pilate's execution of Jesus as well. Mara, who is also another historian, he also mentions Jesus and calls him a wise king. This is a theme that is seen all across different paths of history. So, for example, Josephus, wise king, Mara, wise king. So literally, like it's seen consistently across these other parts of history, all these other parts of evidence, because that was a common name for him. All I'm saying is it's pointing to a pattern, baby. It's pointing to a pattern. But yeah, those are the main things I've kind of wrote down. I'll be honest. Like I've got a few pages here, but the thoughts aren't super filled out. I'll be real. Pliny the Younger, he talks about Christians, how Christians were how Christians were interacted with in Rome. My handwriting is horrendous. Mentions Christians choosing to reject Roman deities, the pantheon, and then worshiping Christ, meeting on Sundays to read hymns, sorry, to sing hymns. Like it's insane. But yeah, I love this. I love this. But yeah, little stories of revenge, man. But I think that's all. Actually, you know what? Let me share. This got to be three parts, right? Let me share. Let me share a little story with you. So I used to work at this little retail store, right, that we have here in the great United Kingdom. And there was this lady. Everybody hated this lady. I mean, despise this lady. If she was on fire, nobody would pee on her to save her. That's how much people hated her. Matter of fact, she was a mental health champion for the store, and she made two people cry. No, sorry, three people cry on the job. And she was the mental health advocate for the store. So, with my job, I literally said, I was like, you know what? In 3 years, she was getting me in trouble for something, and I walked away from her, and I say these exact words. I say to her, in a few years, you're gonna end up in the same place I'm gonna be, and I will be there. Now, keep in mind, when I was in university at the time, I was being placed like this was for my placement, right? So I was meant to be placed at a completely different area compared to the area where I worked at, in a way, right? So in the same sort of general area. And then I was also split between these two different placement sites for 2 weeks. So it was a total 4 week block. For 2 weeks I was in one site, for 2 weeks I was in another. So during the final week of my placement, I'm chilling, minding my business, doing my own thing. Guess who walks through the door? The manager, the mental health champion. She walks through that door, and there's like a moment, you know, when like you look at somebody, and then you look at them, and they look at you, and there's like a moment of like, I know you from somewhere. That happened. Literally 2 years later, I called that I'll be making about 3, 4 times what she makes per month, working a job I actually enjoy, and I get way better hours than she'll ever have. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying trust in God, He will spin things around. And to even looking at what like this person was like, she was borderline miserable. And it's funny because like even in that room when she came in, I was looking at like her like the patient profile, right? I was looking at that and I was like, is this surely this isn't the person? So I was for years plotting on like getting kind of like revenge because I had this person's number saved on my phone and I was like planning like a sort of like prank. But I let it go. I gave it to God. As similar to that lady whose lunch got thrown away. This lady, I was looking at her like her patient profile, no phone number or nothing. I was like, what is going on? So then I look at like her further contact details, and I look up the telephone number that she put on as a contact details onto Google, and it showed the exact same store that I worked at the time during the summer, and it was the store that she was at. Because it was the same as that lady, and it's just weird. It's like Joseph. It's like Joseph had his coat, man. Joseph had his coat. How the God just like spun it around and completely just stuck it to her face. Like it's crazy, and I did not even lift a finger for this. God is good, man. God is good. But yeah, that's why y'all's thoughts below, just on like things in general. Like, what are your thoughts of male loneliness? What are your thoughts? Like, how do you personally struggle with male loneliness? Like, how do you cope? How do you exist? Like, share things down there in the comments. Like, I want a brotherhood to form. I want people to express themselves. I want worship in to be a community. Worship in, right? It's like an in. Like you all come into this area and you talk. You know, like I love it, man. I love it. Just speaking about the gym as well. Like no one speaks about the humbling that you get when you, for example, pull a hamstring or a muscle, or you injure yourself, and you come back to the gym and you can't even lift anywhere near what you could lift before you injured that muscle. Because my goodness, because the way I injured my hamstring, it was actually kind of one of the stupidest things I've ever done in my entire life. I injured it during an egg and spoon race. I dropped the egg. I tried to cheat, and I ran flat out full sprint and I draw and I don't know what happened. My ankle rolled over. It was on grass. It was slippy. I tried to keep myself up. My hamstring just pulled. It still hasn't fully recovered to this day, but I'm forcing myself by going to the gym. I'm keeping it tight. I'm keeping it no, not tight. I'm keeping it stretched. I'm exercising it every day, almost every second day, because I do an upper lower split. I'm working on it. But yeah, all right. Let's get into some gaming, man. Let's get into some gaming. I've not played freaking Brawlhalla in a hot minute though. I can't lie. Let's launch this. Scene 2 gaming, yep. Let's increase the size of this webcam a little bit. Worshipping logo bottom left. But yeah, no, it's just I've always just kind of thought to myself like, oh, got a little update. That's fine. Then I'll just stick to just chatting. But yeah, it's always fascinated me how people can have all these objections about Christianity. Like, what are your objections? Like, I'm curious as well. Like, even with regards to what we were talking about there, like, for those who are non-believers, who are atheists, who struggle with their belief in God, who also come across this content on their For You page, like, what objections do you have for Christianity? Put them down in the comments below. Maybe we could just spark a conversation, just talk a little bit, you know, and see what's what. Yeah, let's hop with some Brawly. Let's hop with some Brawly. Alright, let's get this scene 2 game. I am sweating as well. My goodness. Game catcher. Brawlhalla. That's it. Hold on. I'm gonna rub some sweat off because I'm actually blazing. Give me a sec. man, I'm back. Yo, my room is absolutely blazing, bro. Alright. Let's calm down, buddy. Queen Knight, let's do this. It's been a minute, man. But yes, I don't know why I do this to myself with this dumbass game. This stupid game. Like every single time I hop on, I don't have a good time. I guess the snore deck, so this will be good. No, so maybe just play like a few games of this, then hop on like Sifu or something. Cause my goodness, at least the ops are predictable in that game. What a sham of a freaking video game, man. Oh, nice one. Oh, I see. You know what? He's honorable. We'll give him that. Honorable Snordex player. Let's make him wish he never did that. Oh my gosh. Ragnarok is here. Keep in mind, I have not played this game in like a few weeks. No. Oh my gosh. There we go, first stock. And you know what? He was honorable, so I'll let him get his weapon. We can part. What? They're all scum. They're all scumbags. What was that? Yeah. Get dodged on. Oh. I didn't remember. I prayed. I prayed not to get angry. What was that? Fair enough. I lived on a bit too long. I was being honorable, and he decides to slap me in the face. Don't even dare. Don't even dare stand there after what I did. Oh crap. Come on. I don't know why you did that, buddy. I have no idea why you did that, buddy. Alright, get your weapon. Don't be honorable, and then don't start being dishonorable as well. Okay, let's grab a weapon. Like, what is that? Like, oh, I can't wait to beat you. I cannot wait. Please, 3 bars. Don't do this to me. You're a Queen Nai. Please. What are you doing? I'm dead. Oh! Oh! Please, Wi-Fi, not now. I don't know why I did that, buddy. I dropped that combo, you cannot be serious. Oh no. Death. How? Why am I dropping combos like this? Okay. I cannot lose this. It's 1 stock red to 1 stock full. I cannot lose this. Oh my, I could have killed him long before if I wasn't dropping combos like an idiot. Please. Oh, you know what? He was honorable. I'll give him that. For a Russian, I'll give him that. Oh, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to take my golden run. But also, my Wi-Fi has been horrendous. He could have... The fact that he lost to that. That's the part that's as vulnerable as he was. The fact that he lost to a guy with absolute dookie Wi-Fi. The fact that these guys are losing to a guy who hasn't been playing this game consistently at all. But you know what though? Maybe that's what it's about. Maybe no one recognizes the importance of taking a break for a video game. Maybe that's how you improve. If I go against one more decks one more time, I'm going to end it all. But that's how you improve. Taking a short break from a video game. Actually taking the time out to actually touch some grass and enjoy your life. That way you can come back in a healthier state. You're not tilted, you're not angry. You just play the game for what it is. Alright, let's relax, man. Oh no. I have a feeling this guy's not gonna be as susceptible to my smarmy little mind games as the last guy. Wait, this guy's not a scythe monkey. Hold on. I can spin this. What? No, I tried to. Oh, I tried neutral six so bad there. I'm spamming. I am spamming. He get off the edge pronto. Fair enough. That was good dodging from both. How does that work? How did he grab this game, man? This game. Honestly, every time I play it, I feel my soul just waning. What an idiot. Back dodging the big 2025. We're still doing that, bro. Wait, what if I just do this? Hold on. Relax, buddy. No wonder he. Oh, that is mortifying. He just stood still. You know what? Fair enough. This guy actually might be decent. I don't know how he's not able to. He's not capable of using scythe. Oh yeah, I say that. I'm about to find out. Oh my gosh. Okay, this might be huge. If I get this dub, I am never playing this game again. Bro. Although he's back dodging, I'm dropping combos. Like, what am I doing? See, sometimes when I'm there, I just feel it's best just accept my fate. So it's not worth straining my soul. Trying to get Queen Knight to dodge out of that quickly. That was a nice counter. It's just not worth it because she's so slow. Imagine being this advanced of a Gauntless player, but literally spot dodging and back dodging against. Oh well, GG. I'm not playing this game again. To be fair, the guy was actually decent. He was actually like, look at that. Look at the elo difference. Fair play. You know what? I'm not gonna give the Mordex the oh crap, that was an accident. He wasn't there to see it. Good. Also, alright. I'll be honest, man. I just want to play Seafood. I'll be real. Like I just have no care about playing Brawlhalla right now. I cannot lie. I'm playing Seafood. Patch this. Right. Alt F4. Let's hope for some Seafood. Let's hope for the real man's game. Tired of Brawlhalla. Well, that's loading. Let's just talk, man. Let's just talk. An update for Seafood, brother. What? It's a single player game that came out like 4 years ago. What type of update could potentially be there? Fortnite. Pause you. Seafood. Download. It's only a gigabyte. Let's do it. Sifu update. But yeah, I've always found it kind of interesting when folk or people are like, "Yeah, man, why doesn't God end suffering, man?" It's like, bro, like, come on, man. What makes you think it won't start with you? And then other things like the problem of evil in general, i.e., why God won't end suffering. The problem of evil is that, like, I think we sort of don't realize the butterfly effect that we may have on people in our lives, right? Because the amount of times somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that people think they're good people just off the rip gives them this weird sensation that they can never do any wrong, right? It's like a self justification, which shouldn't exist because we all know that we are hated by some people. We all know that we are slighted, that we slight some people. Yet we for some reason think we're good in each other's eyes. Whereas God is looking down like you know. So be wary of people like that. Genuinely, be very wary of people like that who think that they are good people because they will never admit they're wrong and they will lack accountability and they'll take it upon themselves to say or think, hmm, this person's hurt or upset, but I'm a good person. So my actions are justified. When it's not how it works, brother. It's not how it works. And another funny thing as well is that I think just like speaking about forgiveness and apologies, right? Like one thing I don't personally understand is how some Christians they apologize to somebody, right? Which is good and all. Which is good and all. They apologize to somebody. They take the hit on the chin and they pray to God about it because of repentance, which is what you should do. But I think there's a middle part of that that's missing. And it's when you don't actually take accountability of your actions and you don't actually put your hands up and say, you know what, actually, I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna figure out a way to change that because faith without works is dead. So you as a Christian cannot just apologize and then just walk away from that, leaving the person angry and upset because you aren't able to take full on accountability. Like I'm sorry, that is one of my biggest pet peeves, and I hate when people do that. Like matter of fact, if somebody annoys me or slights me, I don't even want an apology. I just want changed behavior. That's all I could ever personally want, because changed behavior is actually the apology. You know. But hey, yo, who am I to speak, man? I'm just some guy in a ski mask, just a guy in a shiesty. And that's the thing as well. Like over on TikTok, like I remember like I was shooting a clip just about fitness and like why I work out and all that. And the guy commented saying all this while wearing a ski mask because obviously I'm in the shiesty. And he put like a little heartbreak emoji. And it's just interesting how like I set this up on purpose. I set myself up with this on purpose because I wanted to be a strong contrast in words, right? I wanted it to really prove that the gospel and the truth and love and light and patience and long suffering can truly come from somebody or something you just don't expect. Because that is how God works. God is a God who sets things up so that the foolish can confuse the wise, right? Like the man literally allowed a donkey to speak. He spoke through a donkey. Why makes you think he will speak through this donkey? You know. So yeah, I think the most important thing as well, because somebody will see the ski mask and go, "What the hell is this?" Also, check out the bicep vein right there. What the hell is this, man? This guy's not a true Christian, right? But on the contrary, I believe I'm saved. I believe Jesus Christ rose and died for my sins, and I hope that is the same for you on the other side of the screen, atheist or not. I hope you can come around and see Jesus as the truth, or if you already see Him as the truth, you can pursue Him more. Because I've also found myself guilty of this because I've been so busy and focused on creating content for the body, for the kingdom. Like I spent in a weird way more time talking about God than actually talking to God. Don't let that be you. And I feel like my quality of life in a weird way has kind of degraded, at least to me, mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Things have degraded because I've spent more time talking about God than actually talking to God. Don't let that be you, man. Don't let that be you. But I'm slowly getting it back. Like I'm doing my Bible studies. I'm going to church. I'm trying to fellowship more with the guys. I'm trying to make sure that I'm picking up my scripture. I'm looking at theological, historical evidences for Jesus' resurrection. Because my plan as well is once I grow in my apologetics, as I was saying earlier, like I'll go out and speak publicly with a friend of mine. But at the same time, don't study apologetics, etc., for other people and trying to convince other people and making arguments, to kind of better people. Study apologetics for yourself, so that your faith can be ironclad, so that you can't be moved, you can't be shaken. Because I think the problem with this generation as well is I think we've become so open-minded that our brains have fallen out. I repeat, I think with this generation we have become so open-minded that our brains have fallen out because we've just accepted whatever. Which I just don't understand is why I think the West is kind of weak. Because as Christians, we don't stand our ground anymore. Like Jesus gets disrespected in the media, we get angry, we send a few hate emails, etc. I'm not saying this is the right because obviously Jesus says to forgive, etc. But also that is a righteous anger because it's directed to the people who are slighting our Lord and Savior. So it is in a way a righteous anger. But look at the Muslims. No one would ever make fun of Prophet Muhammad. No one ever makes fun of all these other religions, but they always find a way to make fun of Christianity, which is what I will never understand. For a religion or something that you hate so much, you spend so much of your time focusing on and hating on, it never made sense to me. It genuinely never did. But yeah, dog, I guess quick sugar water. It is so warm in this room. I'm physically sweating. Give me a sec. It's so interesting as well because even like when it comes to like content creation, I was thinking about this. Like right now, I'm speaking to absolutely nobody in my chat, but that's how it's gonna have to be for a while. Like I'm not gonna start speaking as if like I've got like an insane following or like I've got thousands and thousands of viewers and subscribers and stuff. Not even like I'll get like on like YouTube Shorts or like videos and stuff on Instagram. Like I'll get a few hundred views on the reels. On YouTube Shorts, I get like 1,000, almost 2,000 views on a short. On TikTok, I average about 700, 800 views on occasion, right? So far, it has been the average at least. However, I've got very small communities on each, and it's so interesting because like I wanted this to grow from the floor. Like I wanted this to be completely organic and God inspired. Because I that's why I was like, right, I'll set it off. No one will know my name. Nobody will know my face. I'll be completely anonymous. I want to start from zero, all in God's hand, and I want Him to grow this community for me. If He feels like it will truly bless Him, and it will help grow my ministry, and it will help lead people to Christ. I want God all over this. And it's interesting that like so now I've got like followers on each different platform realm, right? Let's say 2, 3 followers, etc. I think on Instagram, for example, follow my Instagram as a plug. Follow my YouTube short. Follow my YouTube worshiping. Follow my Instagram worshiping. Follow my TikTok worshiping. And my Twitch worshiping. So like I have a few people on each, and it's just so cool. Like I've grown these little mini like communities on some of these platforms just from like interacting with people and just chilling. You know what I mean? Like I absolutely love it, and that is what I think it's about. That is God working. Like even if I don't get a lot of followers, it's God pretty much letting 700, 800 people view my videos and even one person thinking, hey, well, actually, you know what? I might try this Christianity thing. Like that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? Like just planting those seeds. That's what it's about. Giving that little mustard seed. That's all you need. Just planting that seed. Whether that's through your evangelism, whether that's communicating with people, whether that's interacting with people. Like that's all it takes. But people neglect the importance of that, because one thing that I've always kind of struggled with, whether it was even evangelism or just everyday life, is meeting people where they're at. I've always in a way struggled with that, and you might struggle with it too. Like I don't know what you think. Let me know down in the comments, and we can just have a conversation about it. But I've always kind of had a struggle when it came to meeting people where they're at. Because I may be able to pull out apologetics, but right out my pocket because somebody like Trent Horn, who's a Catholic I watch, he mentioned that a lady came up to him and said, "I wish I could have you in my pocket so I could just pull you out conveniently whenever I needed to answer somebody's questions." But what that lady didn't understand, which is why I freaking love Trent Horn for saying this, he said, "Those people that you want to pull me out for when it comes to answers don't know me. They know you." So let's say the lady's name was Martha. It's like they know Martha. They know Martha. They know how to speak to Martha. Martha's been in their lives for years. Martha's helped them out with things. So when she speaks about the gospel, when she speaks about Christianity, when she speaks about the gospel, when she talks about Jesus, it's personal because they can see the transformation Jesus has had in her life, and it can directly, because of that comfort as well, help people to see the light, see the truth. And that's what worshiping is in a way as well. Like, because you're comfortable with me from the screen distance, and from the other side of the screen, you're sort of comfortable with me. You see my face here and there, and you kind of see me, and you're like, hey, actually, you know what? Like, he's talking about Christianity. He makes some good points. I've seen him interact in the comments. I've seen the way he speaks to people calling him out, to people being like pricks to him. He still, gives them that level of respect. He still hears them out. He still thanks them for their comments. He still gives them the utmost respect because at the end of the day, we're all fallen, man. We're all under God. Like we're all humans under God. Nobody's perfect. No one is perfect. But hey. Also, I don't know what happened, but seafood download just reset for some odd reason. Um, oh, I might stand up and walk around in my room while this downloads because my gosh, I'm sweating. Give me a sec. Gotta turn this off as well. But yeah, it's a fact of life, man. You're gonna be speaking to nobody. You're gonna be saying nothing to nobody. Literally, nobody will realize this, right? But every single clip that I have made and posted, no matter how well it's done, it's been said like I've been speaking to not a single soul, not a single person in the audience. But it's part of the journey, man. This is where the journey begins. This time next year, man, keep your eyes peeled. Worship is gonna be one of the greatest communities for young men on the globe. That is my goal. I want young men to have a safe space. I want young men to think, you know what, there's another Christian guy out there who's going through the exact same things that I'm going through, who understands my struggle, who knows what it's like to not have dated somebody, who knows what it was like to go through a season of singleness, a season of loneliness. Because, hey, I'm in a relationship right now. Like, I love my girlfriend too. And hopefully, I'll get to marry in the next couple of years. Because my man, I can't wait. She is fine. And I can't wait. But that's the thing, I think we kind of place. So sex is important. Let's even just talk about it. When it comes to relationships, like I hate when people say sex isn't important. There are other things that make up a relationship. It's true, but sex is one of them. Sex is important. It shouldn't be the end all be all because if that is the foundation of your relationship, once that goes, then your relationship goes. However, if there are other things that keep your relationship stable and where it is and where it should be, and sex isn't the main foundation, then your relationship will thrive. But sex is an important part, especially if you want kids, you want family, and to be genuinely as connected to your partner in the most physically intimate and vulnerable act that you could ever think of doing to somebody, and trusting your body wholly to them, fully to them, under God is honestly such a blessing. So yes, sex is important, and I hate how the church tries to downplay it in a way. Like I think it's important to talk about it and to let singles or those who want a relationship or yearning for a relationship, yearning for companionship, to know that like they aren't alone. Like I'm waiting till marriage. I'm a complete virgin, and I'm happy to admit that. You know, I mean, it may not look like it, may not seem like it, but hey, like that's the way God has commanded us to operate in this world, because it sets us apart, which is nuts. Making responsible sexual decisions sets you apart. Like let that sink in, man. Um, yeah, seafood's taking its sweet time, bro. I just want to play a few games of seafood, dog. Like what is going on? Yeah, come on, champ. Come on. Let's see. But yeah, I want to sleep. I'm also kind of tired as well. Like went to the gym, did my thing. Also, I'm actually curious. Like, what are certain people's like pre-gym routines? Because what I do is obviously like I have a girlfriend now, right? So I try not to fall into the spirit of lust. So what I'm gonna try to implement nowadays is before every gym session, I'll pray so that God doesn't allow me to fall into lust, so I don't look at other women in a lust way because I want to respect not only just other women's bodies and their sanctity under God, but also my girlfriend as well. I want to respect her first and foremost. I want her to know that, hey, like even when you're not there, I'm thinking about you and I'm keeping you and our future in the center. And you know what? That center is encapsulated by God. And so yeah, that is my my goal, my trajectory. You know, almost done. It's just right into the hard drive. Oh man, but I just want to get out the nightclub. I just want to finish the nightclub, this stupid nightclub mission, make some genuine progress. 2 a.m. Go to bed. Maybe even upload a clip. Or I think no. To be fair, because I've been doing responses, I don't need to upload a clip. But yeah, just tired, man. But I always find it interesting how like dudes record these clips, and I love it. Like, cause I just kind of like literally on my for you page, I'll just see all these people like promoting like ways to boost people's channels, right? On TikTok. And it's always the most interesting thing. Like they'll just always kind of talk about how like you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. But end of the day, like going to create a search insights, etc. Bro, do whatever the hell you want, right? Do what you want, especially if God is calling you to it. Let me pause this for an update. Especially if God is calling you to it. Do what you want only if God is calling you to it and He wants you to carry out this specific mission. Because God placed this ministry in my heart for young men, as I've stated. He wants somebody who can relate to younger men, young military age men, the men who are lonely, who are saddened, who are checking out on a daily basis, who aren't getting paid enough to exist in this world. And I actually have an interesting theory as well, right? Because my girl asked me this question, and she was like, "Hey, like, why do you think some men like thicker women? Why do you think being thick, like bigger women, like almost like kind of BBW, etc., all that stuff, like, why is that so heavily pushed in the media? And the first thing I said was, for one, like the skinny kind of slimmer girl who's in shape will always trump the thicker girls. Of course, there's a small minority of men, right, who will like thicker women. But let's think of it this way. That when it comes to like thickness or even like LGBTQ and stuff, right? What makes people think that a society that has only been curated for the last 50 years could eradicate millions of years of evolution, or if you're young Earth creationists, thousands of years of genetic coding? A society we've created over 50 years. That's my first kind of point. Second, I want to state that there's actually an interesting study that was done. I think it was like when men are hungrier, they crave thicker women, and also when men are poorer, they crave thicker women. And look what's been going on with our economy these days. Wages are either low or stayed the same, whereas inflation has went up. So hence, men are getting poorer, not able to eat as much. Hence, they're going for thicker women. Also, I'll say, look, it sounds like a conspiracy, but you know what? I'm just saying A maybe links with B. Maybe one and one equals two. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's nuts, though, right? Because remember when, remember when, what's her name? Adele. Adele. Remember when Adele lost weight and the outrage that women had? Because I think, right, women don't want to admit to themselves that yes, men still actually ultimately like the thinner, kind of not skinny, but like the thinner girls who are just in shape. Not every guy likes like big women, but women don't want to admit that just because it's more normalized in society does not make it normal. Like there's a reason it's being normalized because it isn't normal. Like oh my gosh, like oh I hate when people are like let's normalize, like oh let's normalize burning orphanages down and then shutting all the doors. Like come on, let's not normalize everything, bro. Like some things just need to stay abnormal. Like come on, like somebody needs to agree with this. Some things just need to stay abnormal. We don't need to normalize everything. My goodness. No, no, no. Let's normalize running around with mouse traps on our genitals and doing backflips on them. I don't know. I just throwing out random stuff. But yeah, look, man. Let's not normalize everything. Yeah, those are my little theories, and I also think as well, right? So women hated Adele when she lost weight. Perfect example. She lost weight. Women absolutely hated her. I've never seen somebody keep in mind a personal decision that does not affect them. They got upset over. Or with Lizzo, right? Because I think ultimately women are in a jealous competition amongst themselves. This is my theory because I've got this line, right? You can either choose to understand them or love them. So when it comes to women, etc., when it comes to like dating and like jealousy, so I think women are jealous of other women. Like it's just natural biological competition. So when it comes to women like Lizzo or like Adele, they got jealous because although it wasn't like was the guise of like, yeah, like I'm just like oh like you're not exactly a mentor for people who are plus size anymore. Like you've lost that edge. Not even close. You're just jealous because she's more attracted to you and she'll hence have more dating options than you. That's what's happening with Lizzo. Lizzo's getting mad hate even though she's lost weight, which is for the sake of her own health. Like all I'm saying is, have you ever how many plus size influencers have you seen over the age of 30? I'll wait. Let me know. I'm listening. I'm listening. Put in the comments below. I'm listening. I can guarantee none. Zilch. Nada. Zero. Right. Let me get a capture device on. Let's go on. There we go. Some seafood. Let's hope we remember some of our combos here. Let me get the mouse out of the way. There we go. I just see the frame rate to be steady. Oh, please. Oh, I still got it. But why is my frame rate so dookie? Hold on. We got options. For some reason, if I ask it to auto detect, to display settings. Auto detect. My settings, please. There we go. I do not appreciate these frame drops. Bro, I am getting eclipsed. I am getting genuinely eclipsed here. But I'm enjoying the process though. Like I'm enjoying just like gaming, just talking, like just talking to you. Like I'm enjoying the community that hopefully this channel builds. Let me assassinate you. Bro, I'll be honest, right? I'm actually looking not even in the mood to play Sifu either. Like I'm just tired. Like how about something more chill? I'm just let me just hold on. Right, I'm just knackered. Like I'll play some tomorrow. That's a promise. I will play some tomorrow. Right now I'm looking just not really vibing, man. I cannot lie. I cannot lie. I'm not really vibing. I've literally just spent most of the time just talking, playing some Brawlhalla, and literally just talking. Like, man, just on the jealousy point, I think it's that is it. That women just are more jealous than other women. Like, for example, there was a study that was done, and it showed that when females who are really attractive went for a haircut, when women who are really attractive went for a haircut, the hairdresser cut their hair about like 10 or 15% shorter than less attractive counterparts. So if that woman was seen to be as attractive or more attractive than the hairdresser would cut that woman's hair shorter on average than somebody who that hairdresser thought was less attractive than her. Like it's a competition thing, naturally, because again we are in a sense, I don't say animals, but we have in a sense kind of like have our biological instinct, right? I don't know. I saying welcome to the chat room. I don't know who joined. Um, but nobody wants to admit that, man. And I will be seen as a villain for even remotely mentioning that. Hey, that's just me. I want to play something chill. I don't want to play like Fortnite or something. I want to play something really chill too. Let me close all these Steam windows because I low key have Shadow War. I can make some progress on that while we just sit and talk, man. Legit, like I have not like I just don't have the will. Like I'm just maybe I'm just tired, bro. I just don't have the will to play freaking seafood where I have to freaking concentrate concentrate my life out, bro. Like I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. I've had a long day. I'm tired. Tomorrow I'll pick it up. I'll play some seafood properly tomorrow. Straight like that is a promise. I'll play some tomorrow. But right now I'm just not bothered, bro. So you know what? Let's play some Shadow of War. Let's make some progress in that because we're just going. We're not going from zero. Like we're not going from zero. Like I've played this game before and I enjoy playing it. And I just thought, you know what? I'll just chat, chill with y'all while I speak and talk about this game, or even just talk in general, man. Just chat and chill, chat and chill. Come on. And it's so sad, like when you think about it, how the Nemesis system will live and die with this game. Because Warner Brothers do not want to. Will that work? Oh, that worked. Oh my gosh. Warner Brothers did not want to relinquish the Nemesis system for this game. So literally, that will live and die with this game, which is unfortunate because they could literally sell it or even patent it, right? Which they have the patent for it, so that's why they're not bothering to like give it away. But what they could do is they could unironically just lease it out for X number of years for certain game companies or different game companies. So those game companies give them residual income. I don't know why they don't do that. It's a wasted opportunity. They're wasting an engine. But I think the next, I forgot what game it was, but there's a game that a studio is working on, and it has a system. It has a system similar to the Nemesis system. So we can see something like that making at least a return to some capacity. But the classical Nemesis system, yeah, that ain't coming back, bro. I cannot lie, that is not coming back. Why is Shadow of Mordor taking so long to load, bro? I'm so confused. It normally wouldn't take this long. Is it just because I'm streaming? Is that it? Hold on. Let me alt this. That is so strange. Okay, so that's not working. That's fine. So what I'll do is we'll go. We're supposed to gain cap. Yep, that's fine. We'll just place it with this when it decides to load. Cause it's stuck in like a weird loop. And I'll be honest, right? I'll give it like another like 10 cycles. If it doesn't, I'm going to bed. I'll pull some clips and go to bed. I am tired. It's sweaty. I smell. I am gone, bro. I am not in the mood. But again, I'm not gonna lie. You must feel horrendous. If you just lost a game of Valhalla to me, quit your career. Quit your career. Because there's no way you got beaten by a guy who plays the game like once every like 5 decades. Alright, play some Shadow Mordor. Let's see, I've unlocked a skill. What I get? What I get? What's this? Why not? This will be good. Alright. You know what? Hold on. To be fair, I don't need anything right now. What missions are we on? Do I need Oh, I need the dominate captain skill, but like how do I Again, I wanna stress I've not played this game in decades, bro. Quests, let's see what we got. Let's do it, man. Let's do this main mission.
The Witch King will try to weaken us. Yes, he will try to draw us out.
Okay. Let me increase the volume for y'all actually on this. Just so I can hear so y'all can hear a bit better. I feel like it's a bit too quiet. I don't wanna. Let's go on options. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. The target. What? Target located Minas Ithil. This is Minas Ithil, isn't it? Oh, this is like Craig Uthal or whatever, isn't it? Oh, it's just fast travel. I think Minas Ithil is back towards the. Yeah. Wait, I've not left. What am I doing? Wait, let's get out of here, right? Let's open the world map. Zoom all the way out. Yeah, Minas Ithil. For crying out loud. What's this? Fair enough. Fast travel to get this quest done. In my time, it's kind of done in Craig, I cannot lie. Actually, you know what? I saw a talk straight up, man to man, or just in general, like from your perspective and your life and the things that you've been through. What is something that you've always genuinely struggled with, like man to man, like young man to young man, and also at the same time, like how have you conquered those struggles? How have you fought those issues that you're faced with? How has your life changed? How has your life improved? Or has your life gotten worse? Like, how have things in your life been since you've become a Christian? Like, how has it all kind of like translated for you personally? You know? But yeah, these load times are ridiculous. Is this all because I'm just streaming? Like, my system is sharing its resources across the board. Because all I'm saying is, I saw the Nvidia logo at the start of this game. Could be a bit of bias there, I cannot lie. Could be a bit of bias there. But I can guarantee as soon as I start streaming, this game will just load like that at each turn. Hmm. Ah, it's taking a while. But yeah, like it's weird. Like it's been so fun. Like although I've not been streaming as frequently as I'd like to, it's been fun just producing content, like little clips here and there, uploading them, and then people just interacting with them with us, likes, shares, favorites, and most of all comments. Like I love when people do that, even if it's an objection to what I'm saying. Like I absolutely adore and respect it. You know, this game should not be taking this long to load. Oh my gosh, hold on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close it. Right, we're closing Shadow of War. Closing this. And then open it up again. Because to be fair, last time I played this game, I ticked like this setting. It's like this weird setting about like loading things faster, and I don't know if it's affecting, if it's been affected by the game. I don't know, man, or by me streaming. But whatever it is, man, it's got me tired, bro. Oh, mm-hmm. Oh, come on. There we go. I was just zoning out. Cause I was just thinking like being in a genuine saying that need that. Alright, let's hop in a game. But yeah, like, I think.
The Witch King has a message for you, Talia.
Oh. So it was that stupid setting that I clicked on. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm gonna stop it here and just kind of talk to you, alright? Okay, give me a sec. If I go, seem to you not talking. Right. So, as a man, like, or an older man, because that's what I wanna also like just speak about, like older Christian dudes. Like, what advice do you have to give to us younger cats? Like, what would you have to kind of give us in the way of wisdom? Because obviously, y'all have lived life, you know. Completely forgot what I was gonna say, so I just defaulted to that. I cannot lie. Let's go. Look at the Wraith sprint. Oh, this will be great.
You're gonna pay for what you did to my
Level
friend
22.
after I
Oh, hold on.
knock you down and
Hold on.
break a few of your bits.
Damn it!
Maybe I'll peel this off and show you what's underneath.
Let me do that.
Lash.
Terrified of stealth. Please enter to be stealth attacked. Alright. And he's frozen. This is light work. What I do, literally, my cheat code is, I hope. I just spam the X button. Then I go in for the execute. Then press the B button to stun. You know, if you're not gonna stay and fight, then just do this. Oh my gosh. This is becoming chaos. I could use this clown to build. Literally, no sense. Well, you're dead. Oh, you survived with the last stand.
I fall to a
Oh, this would be good. Oh my gosh. Tricky escape. Huh? Wait, where'd he escape to? What the? He literally. The man just disappeared. What the hell was that? Whatever. Because I don't want it to adapt though, which I feel like he will. But if I can, yup, there we go. Take this clown out, right? There we go. He's adapted to stealth takedowns. My goodness. Adapted to that as well. Oh my goodness, brother. I know like no other combos. If I go in the Y and B for the execute. Okay. Because I can block him out every single time. There we go. Cheated death once. Not again, Toots. Oh my gosh. This second chance thing, this last stand thing, actually is the bane of my existence in this game.
You will suffer. Silly, that won't work again.
Bro, all I tried to do was just freaking complete this stupid thing so I can go complete this quest. Now you're set on fire. You wanted this.
Silly, that won't work again.
Oh, What an idiot, man.
Don't fall for that one again.
But who do you think you're attacking?
Take
Get staggered, nerd. Oh my gosh, bro. Is he really about to beat me in such a... There we go. My oh my.
Is it to be death this time? How
Yes, that's the
merciful
plan.
you are.
Yeah. 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 Rush back in.
Oh, that's not right. Oh wait, left.
Just give me the freaking thing, man. Let me collect some marbles while I'm at it. Are they up here? Let me put on some V-Sync. Like, it's starting to kind of annoy me now with the frame drops and all that. But keep in mind, this game should be running at more than 165 FPS. Like, on a regular. But whatever. Well, there's a grab these. Damn, you're dead. Never what? It's along this path here. Wait, can't I just... Hold on. Go here, right? Open the world map. Oh, there we go. And then I can fast travel to here. But look, I'm such a genius. Such a genius. And even then, like in future as well, like what we can do is... Oh, my back is so sweaty and itchy. Oh my god. In future as well, like,
King will try to weaken us.
bro, we could open up like a Discord and have like Christian dudes just game with each other, man. Like, how cool would that be? Like, literally, the other day, like, I forgot how spontaneous gaming online could actually be. Like, I usually just game mic off some music and just chill and play games by myself, right? But low key, like, I was playing Apex Legends. This guy had his mic on. I was like, you know, I'm finna join in. Let's see what happens. And yo, we had some of the best conversations ever. Like, the guy was from Morocco. We're just chopping it up.
Orcs have sent a
It was
message.
just great chat. There's a point where I misheard him, and I thought he said he started playing League of Legends after he lost his auntie. I was like, brother, what? No, like, but it's just like it was. I completely misheard him. I forgot what he said now, but it was just these little funny, like spontaneous things that just happen when you game online. You kind of low key make friends. Like, I love it, man. Like, that's how I met one of my friends. Like, he's from Egypt. We're playing some League of Legends, and he thought this is how good I was. This man thought I was a Smurf because I was absolutely tearing through top lane with Tryndamere. Back when Tryndamere was on top, I was
The Orcs'
up
numbers
on him.
have swelled beyond count. They're preparing for another push.
No one has seen your father since the last battle. I have men looking for him.
Who's this clown?
What new devilry is this?
The Witch King himself comes to negotiate.
I rebuke this in the name of Jesus. What is going on?
My father's blade.
My orcs have your chamber. Send out the ranger of the Black Gate to die at the hands of my champion. And upon his defeat, your leader will be returned. Refuse, and all that is flesh shall
What the hell?
You understand?
That the Uruks are incapable of mercy? That my father may already be dead?
Ignore their taunts. We mustn't allow them.
The Uruks love spectacle. If we can distract them in the arena, we can sneak into their camp and find my father. Can I ask this of you?
Give them a show to remember.
Try not to kill him too quickly.
They seem to like their champion's chances. And it must be said, he has size on his side.
True. But you and I have him outnumbered.
Welcome to the arena, man swine. The crowd screams for blood.
Let me see if I can capture the Shadow War.
The spectacle, and you will give it to them. What did you...
Hold on. So you can hear that, but you just can't see it. Ah, how quaint. Alright, let me go to this. Game capture. No, let's not get too hasty. I'll go time for you, buddy. Well, looks like we are just hoping game cap because it gives the game such an unstable frame rate, man. I hate it. Relax. Why is this like? Damn. So we good? Oh my god. Am I that powerful that I can actually affect these giants now? Execution. This is your champion. This is your champion. Whoa.
You fought well. Too well.
Are you not entertained?
Should I dance for them?
Quite a manner of speaking.
Oh gosh, send me your mightiest warrior.
I came into this arena to fight Sauron's champion! I am still waiting!
That's right, roll them up, roll them up. What are these cornballs? Who's this guy? Wow. This is oh, I forgot how just fun this game was.
This arena, you hear me? You're gonna be carried out by a dozen orcs, moving in a dozen directions.
That was kind of cold, I can't lie. You're dead. Brother, what? Just execute this cloud, he's starting to annoy me now. I need health so bad, bro. You kill now, right? I need health. Shut up.
And now everyone's watching. So I've got to do it or they'll all slag me off.
He's level 4, by the way. Like, he's so weak, I can literally just parry him. Throw that to you. Please, can I get... Please, can I... Can I just drain somebody, please? No, alright, let me knock you down. Take you down. There's no rats or anything running around. I just need help, please. You're weak. You're dead. You're dead. Please, please, please. Oh my. Can you leave me alone, you ape? I just need health, please. Alright, what was that?
This the best the city had to offer?
Nemesis.
Weakling! I'll be done with him in no time.
You're dead. Bro, he's poisoning me with his stupid little arrows. Oh! Don't. Oh my god. I just need a bit of health, please. Please, please, please. Bro! This man is literally... This is like infinity for these guys. Like, is it like Gojo's infinity? There we go, dead. You're literally about to get eclipsed, bro. I cannot lie to you. Bro, can I... You're dead already? Okay.
It was a long time, you and I. Going all the way back to Udun. And in all that time, I've realised two things. A man like you deserves a proper challenge. And what you don't deserve is a quick death.
Fallible, okay. Bro, he is freaking... Bro, why the hell has this man got freaking a switch on his crossbow, man? Alright, cool, nobody touched me, that's fine, I'll take that. Huh! Huh! You're dead. You know what I love fighting them in their own grounds. In range, out of range. Bro. This man's about to catch a federal case with a crossbow. My goodness. Get him off the stage, bro. Who's next? Hey, who's next? Alright, Talion.
I have upheld my end of the bargain! And your champion has upheld his!
Oh, that's kinda cold.
For fighting this pitiful enemy! The The Dark Lord promised mercy! Gaze now upon the Bright Lord! I make no such offer! Run! Run! Run to your master and give him this message! I come for him!
Damn. That was quick.
Let us hope Idril found her father.
All that matters is the Palantir. It cannot fall into the Witch King's hands.
Okay. I forgot how ridiculously fun this game was. What I'll do is I'll do one more. And then I'm going to...
Idril will not stand by as her father is held by the
Then I'm going to bed.
No, she is a warrior and she will do what is necessary.
Let's go. Genuinely, this freaking... These lag spikes, like this game usually runs like 300 FPS when I'm not recording. Let's get insane drops. Get out of my way. Take out the cargo, my brother, you're nowhere near me.
Idril will not wait while the Uruks have her father.
Her youth is her strength and her weakness.
You gotta hop off, or... Well, it's like a little safe kind of area. It's not cool. It's pretty cool. Sorry, bro. Sorry, man. Let's go. General Castle. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I guess some water. Give me a sec.
My father's being held in the war chief's camp, but we were spotted before we could attempt to rescue. Baron wants to wait till daybreak.
No, I'm gonna quickly head to the toilet as well. Well, this cutscene's playing, y'all enjoy that?
Alone. That is the way to suicide.
If I wait till dawn, my father will be dead.
I'm saying don't go. I'm saying don't go alone.
The Uruks we captured last winter told stories of a grave walker. Half man, half wraith. A demon.
And what do you believe?
I believe we'd be lucky to have him.
Like, also, I want to state as well, like,
Eleanor and I overheard the
I'm not
Uruks.
exactly preaching.
They took my father to a nearby encampment.
I want to just preface, like, I'm not exactly preaching some form of new gospel. Like, God calls us to be separate, right? So even in the workplace, although it's tempting, although dudes, women, etc., people may spite you, may take little shots at you, little digs at you. End of the day, like, it's tough, and that's the battle against the flesh that we have to fight. But God calls us to be different, man. I'm gonna kill you too, because she's just gonna stand around and do nothing. But God calls us to be different, and you have to be a light to those in your workplace. Show them that, you know what, He truly represents that crucifix that He wears around His neck. Do it for God's kingdom, not for yourself. And as I said, although it's tough, explode this. But damn, that was easy.
You have taken a great risk, my lady. Thank you.
Alright. Will he? Oh, so they're not affected by my flames. That's cool. Cut you free. Cut you free.
We don't know what we'll find in
Can I cut you free? No. Okay, so she has to do one. Goodness me. What is going on? Oh wow, spiders are putting in some work. Do I have to do this? Can I just like shut up? Let me get up here. She's just gotta sit there. My goodness. What if she get discovered? Why is this a brother? He's right behind you. You're not gonna clap him. Not my pig, not my farm. Right. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can see him in the outline, right? But stealth kill both of y'all. You're none the wiser.
Nicely done.
Dumb. Light work. You know, it'd be nice if you went for somebody else while I. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am in your debt, Ranger.
That's 5. Who's next?
Manflesh over there! I'll have your head!
You have nout. You will have nout. To be fair, it doesn't say that we can't be found. Like, it's just saying just to rescue them. So we could actually just go on an all-out war with these guys. You're done.
We must leave this foul place.
Pigskin on the loose!
Really? This has to be like Gojo's affinity to these guys. Like, just look at the state that they're left in right after. My goodness. Right, okay.
Many thanks, my lady. They've taken the general to the war chief's tent.
Head back to Munisito. The ranger and I will find the general.
Idril, we need to clear the camp before we go to Castamere.
Cool. What the hell? What are you doing? Can I just... Okay. And then we get up there. You're dead. It's just wild because I've actually borderline farmed. Like, I'm at the point where I'm fighting at like level 22 captains. Like, these guys are just fodder. Oh.
You're not going anywhere,
Father?
General.
No, you should not have come here.
I came for you.
This is not what I wanted. For you, and for any of us.
There are things we don't get to choose. But we can still fight.
You are your mother's daughter. Come. The reinforcements will be arriving soon.
Just gonna ignore the fact that I completely saved these clowns. Okay.
Quickly, before more arrive.
Father, we...
Quickly! Go soft skin.
Shut up. You're dead.
We managed to free them. They'll have made it back to the upper city by now.
Where's the oh, there it is. Oh, I'll let it go to waste. I don't want to get too. Can you get away from me? What are you doing? Can I get more? Oh, I can use the skill to assassinate these guys.
Something just moved over there.
No, it didn't. Sure, man. Let's go with this. I think you're dead. No, yeah. You're dead. This guy's getting absolutely destroyed. Get a minute, though. There's a captain waiting for me. Ooh. Doesn't matter. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm gearing up for bed.
The general returns. Open the gate. Open the gate.
Why is he walking like that? He's kind of low-key saucing on them. Oh my gosh.
As safer it is. The armies of Gondor will come soon.
Safe. Good. Come.
We've been waiting for Gondor for weeks. No one has come. Can you really use the stone to defeat them?
Probably.
Yes.
Then I will find where it's hidden.
Alright, well, I'm gonna call it a night. I think what I'll do is I'll just finish this.
Can show us the location of the Palantir.
The Palantir is here.
I'm going to bed.
Is here.
I'm tired.
We must reclaim
However,
Sauron's
it was
favor
fantastic
against him.
catching up with y'all. I think I'll probably launch some seafood tomorrow night. Just to chill with y'all. Launch some seafood. Just game and relax a little bit, you know. But yeah, as of now, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. So I'll see y'all when I see y'all, man. It's been fun.